From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
The Ear to There Podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Ear to There, it's time to start the fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ear to There Disney Podcast. I am your host, Phil Gramlich. I'm also the owner and the founder of Ear to There Travel, which is a Disney-specialized travel agency. It's my job, along with all of the vacationeers or travel agents on the Ear to There Travel team, to take away all that stress, all that anxiety, and all that time that it takes for you to plan a Disney trip so you can focus on the really fun and important things like having a phenomenal time with your family and friends and enjoying the magic. You can find this podcast, meet everyone on the Ear to There Travel team, or request your free, no obligation quote over at eartotheretravel.com. All right, let's get started. This is episode number 186 for the week of November 25th, 2019. Yes, it's Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving. Now, grab a drink, grab a snack, and as a famous mouse once said, on with the show. Here to talk all about what Disney things we're thankful for this year is someone who I'm always thankful for, except after we go see Frozen 2, because you haven't stopped singing the songs. My wife, Amy Liz. Ames, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm very thankful for you, too.
Thank you. Can you do the thing? All day long. For 48 plus hours now.
This is a true story.
More than that, actually. It's been the whole weekend.
No, definitely longer because I listened to it before we went.
Oh my gosh. All right. Listen, if you didn't see Frozen 2, we don't want to give anything away. But
I'm not going to.
Except for this.
Oh. Now you made me laugh. Because the reason it started, be honest, is on Friday before the kids went to school. We were going to see it after school that day on Friday. And that morning... you and I were getting like lunches ready. And
yeah, we're getting the kids ready for school.
And both of us heard Jack, who is not our singer.
No.
He just isn't, he's
quiet.
Not into it. He's quiet. Yeah. We just heard him in his room going, ah.
And then he was going into the unknown.
But he wasn't listening to it.
No, he was just singing it real loud.
Singing it really loud on his own. And then I think he did put it on him.
Yeah, it was really funny.
It. But it was so cute. And anyway, he really nailed it.
Yeah, he does it really well.
It's back really and forth.
Funny. So go see Frozen 2. Okay,
it's a great movie.
Let's get into it.
I'm thankful for that movie.
Yes. So let's get into what we're thankful for this year. We did an episode. We did the Walt Disney World version of the show last year.
We did.
But I think there's so much to cover and so many things that we are thankful for as far as Disney overall goes.
That's absolutely true.
I
just realized I'm thankful to Disney for bringing you into my life.
All right.
Oh.
Well, that's my first one.
Are you...
That's my first thing. And it's literally
even on my list.
Thank you for not putting it on your list. That is so. What is this? I guess I'm starting.
Okay.
Because that's my first one. My first one is the Disney College Program.
Oh, what?
/ Vista Way. It's not romantic.
It's very romantic.
You fouled up the entire order of the show, and now we have to go backwards. So anyway, what I was going to say was I'm so thankful for my college program, for our college program, because that's where we met. And really, who knows where my life would have ended up if we hadn't done the college program.
Not nearly as amazing as it is now.
Right, my career wouldn't probably be the same because I had no desire, not no desire, that's the wrong word. I had no intention of making Disney a career when I did the college program.
Right.
I thought it would just be a fun learning experience for the
right,
summer.
Like a one and done.
Yeah, but obviously it became so much more than that. And I didn't go to the college program looking to find someone I was going to end up marrying and be with for the rest of my life. But I got a lucky surprise there too.
Because you just met a superstar.
Now, see, you have to ruin it. I'm being all nice. I'm giving you
You
compliments.
I'm sorry. You're right. This is why he doesn't do it that much, you guys.
And you have to ruin it by anyway. You're not really ruining it, but you know what I mean. And I'm also I'm so super thankful for that day. I'm super thankful that your relationship with my roommate didn't work out.
Me too.
I'm super thankful for everything about that summer, for meeting you, for staying in touch afterward. Which we didn't for a while. We lost touch for a year or two.
Yeah, you actually brought us back into each other's lives.
Did I?
Yeah, you reached out to me, and then I was like, oh, I love this guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, let's hang out.
All right. Well, that's good. Again, I don't know if I planned on marrying you at that point, but that was cool that it worked out.
Yeah, no, I mean, you probably had it in the back of your mind.
I'm sure, yes. So,
no, it is true.
and also, Dr. Pollock, who actually I found out who was my Westchester. Okay, so I went to Westchester University in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and the thing was I had to be on good academic and social standing to get approved for the college program.
That's right.
For my academic advisor to sign approval for the college program. Well, I was on poor academic standing and poor social standing.
You were on poor, both.
I was both. So academically, I was at that point like a D student. I got a little too much into the college life my sophomore year.
Who doesn't?
A little too much into the social scene my sophomore year. And the reason I was...
It's ironic that you're in poor social standing.
Because I had we played a hockey game.
Oh, yes.
And we had a intramural hockey game, intramural roller hockey game. And I was 19.
Right.
And a guy on the other team hit one of my friends over the boards. And he wasn't hurt, but it looked like he got hurt. So I remember I skated up to the guy and I thought I could throw a punch and then I'll probably get kicked out of the game. So instead I headbutted him.
It seemed like the better alternative.
It did. It seemed like
At
the smarter
19.
move. And then I got suspended from the league, and that left me from the intramural league. And that put me in bad social standing with the school. So long story short, I needed to get an academic advisor, my academic advisor, to sign it. I knew she wouldn't sign it. I knew she wasn't going to sign it.
Right.
I just knew because she couldn't have. So I went to Dr. Pollock, who was the head of the psychology department, where that was what I was majoring in, thinking maybe he won't look. And he didn't.
He didn't. I remember.
He just signed it. He didn't read the paper. He just signed it. And then after he signed it, he read it. And then he said...
Which is an odd order to do.
Yes. And then...
Like, if you're not going to read it, just don't read it.
Exactly.
It's funny to approve something that and then read it.
Yeah, so he liked me. And I was in his class my freshman year.
You're a likable guy.
Yeah, he liked me. And he kind of, wanted me to do well. And I had a feeling that he would sign it, not even thinking about it. And he did. And then he read it. And he said, oh, whoa. It said you have to be in good academic standing to do this college program. And I just looked at him. I didn't say a word.
At that point.
I knew. I thought he was going to tear it up.
Right, of course.
And he read it again, and he shrugged, and he said, well, that's their bleeping problem. And that was it.
And that's
he gave it
why
back to
you
me.
got on college program.
And that's why we're married. Seriously.
That is the reason. Thank you, Dr. Pollock. That is the reason.
Seriously,
we
if he would have ripped that up that day, my life would have been completely different.
Oh, I know. That's true.
How weird is it, those little things?
One tiny thing, which was
Right?
a huge thing.
Like, I remember there's a...
Even in that moment, it was a big thing for you.
Huge. And that's all I wanted to do was a college program. But I remember there's a song, there's a Dave Matthews Band song where he sings, it's, what's the name of it? Oh my God, why can't I remember?
This isn't going well.
Dancing Nancy's.
I like that song.
And in the intro to one of the songs, he says, don't you ever wonder if you had taken a left turn instead of a right, would you be somebody different?
Yeah.
Think about how different my life would have been.
That's so true.
If he had just ripped up that paper that day.
Like, that was a big one. But even little tiny things, like, the only reason I knew you and I knew your roommate was because of...
Well, it was the most handsome guy on the college program.
Clearly. But because of the traditions class that I was put, I just...
No, right. You just luckily, yeah.
Traditions class.
It was like, these guys over here, right. You're in one class.
Right.
And that person made your life different.
It's so crazy.
In that second, but you didn't realize. It's crazy.
Yes.
Anyway,
That's a
I'm
great
thankful.
One.
Thank you. Thank you. And it was the first one, and thank you for spoiling it. But
you're so welcome.
I think it turned out all right. All right. So now you're up for your first one.
Okay.
And we'll kind of go back. I mean, I'm hoping to finish it, so we'll see where
okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, so I like to take these and just run with them on my own and just do what I feel like doing with them.
Yes, you do.
These topics.
You don't really follow the rules that I set out.
I like to make my own rules.
The podcast.
And in life and in the podcast.
That's true.
But so I did it like, I just very generally wanted to tell everyone what I was thankful for, generally what Disney has brought to my life and my family's life, and the world.
All right.
So,
which means that you again disregarded the podcast rules completely and just did whatever you wanted to do.
Completely disregard.
Fair enough. Go.
So no, but one of the absolute top things that I'm grateful and thankful to Disney for is that Disney, and this is all Disney locations that I'm referring to Disney World, parks, every restaurant in Disney World, every restaurant in Disneyland, and also on the cruise line. I'm thankful that every single restaurant allows you to bring your own food.
Yeah, that's been huge for us.
That has specifically been huge for our family, for our children. It definitely has. But I also was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, should I even mention this? Because it's only a big deal to us. No, it's definitely not only a big deal to us. It's a big deal to so many people for so many reasons, right? So obviously the one reason is if you or any children are picky. Another reason is food allergies. And I know that they're great about food allergies. Yeah. I'm not saying that. And Disney has wonderful variety. I'm not knocking what they do have to offer. What I'm saying is, by allowing you to bring your own food, also, there are some times when you really want to be in the Disney park, but you just don't necessarily, want to go to, have the food that they have there or want to pay for it or whatever. You're able to go to the park and enjoy the whole experience and bring your own food. You can make a sandwich and bring it to the park. Yeah. Nobody will say anything because you're totally allowed to do that. And I do think that people sometimes take advantage of it and bring huge things and
the coolers
and all.
People.
But I understand.
I can't be bothered by dragging a cooler around all day.
I wouldn't bother either. But the point is that it allows every person, no matter what they have going on, even if it's that their teeth hurt that day and they can only eat something very specific or they're on a specific diet, whatever it is, by letting every person in your party bring something if they need to, it allows everyone to go to a restaurant and do whatever they need to do.
Right. No, it's a good pick. I like that.
Does that make sense?
Total sense. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the first thing specifically for us, it has allowed us to experience meals that we would normally never get to.
And this is what you're thankful for. You don't have to worry about other people being... that's what the point of the show is.
Make it useful for everyone.
No, I get it.
I know that people do generally know that you can bring food in general, but I do want everyone to know
know in general.
I do want everyone to know specifically that there is not a place in Disney that I know of that will tell you cannot.
Yeah, I don't think that there is. I think you're right.
As long as there are some people in your party ordering off the menu of the restaurant.
Yeah.
They don't mind if you bring your own stuff.
We brought food into every restaurant we've ever been to in Walt Disney World, Disneyland. Disney Cruise Line, we've even brought food when we knew our kids would need it.
They're super cool about it.
Yeah, so I think it's a great pick. So I'm gonna, since I mentioned Disney Cruise Line, that's where I'm gonna go with. Then I'm gonna go. My next thing that I'm thankful for is the Disney Cruise Line.
Oh, me too.
Listen, I'm not a cruise person. You know that,
no,
right?
You never were, and I kept saying to you, just wait until you go on a Disney
cruise. and I'm not big on the beach. I'm not big on the pool. I'm not big on sitting around and not doing anything.
These are all true facts.
I need to be moving. I need to be doing something. I need to be occupied. Like I love to read, but I'm not going on vacation and sitting at the pool with my Kindle or a book.
That's the truth.
It's just not what I'm doing.
Yep,
I do. If I'm reading while I'm in bed before I go to sleep. I'm reading when I'm sitting on the couch at home. I'm not reading on vacation. It's just not what I'm doing.
Right.
And a lot of people, I get it. A lot of people love that.
Oh, yeah,
that's why they love the cruise. That's why they love the beach. That's why they love the pool. Not my thing. So those are things that I thought. Also, I thought it was going to be stir crazy on the cruise, right?
You were very worried about
that. You're going to be in this little thing, this little ship, and it's not little, it's huge, but you know what I mean. Excuse me. And, you're confined to one thing.
There was going to be enough different things for you to do other than the pool and
that's what blew me away, especially with the Disney cruise, and that's exactly why this is on my list, was the number of activities.
I don't don't even know if we went to the pool the first cruise. So we took
We took the kids to the pool.
maybe once. Oh yeah, we once. now.
Like they got in the
There's
pool.
so
We kind
many
of sat
other
on the
things.
side and just hung
Yes.
out. Like, yeah, we'll sit with our feet in the water and just kind of hang out, but we're not big swimmers. But the kids love it. The kids would swim all day.
Right.
But the fact that there's just so much to do, like, and it's weird too. I've mentioned this on the show before about cruises. You have to pick between which activity you'll like more because there's so much
That's
going
how many
on.
activities.
Yeah, that you can't do it all.
Yep. So we do every night on the cruise, we get the little planner,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yeah,
The navigator. or
that's
something?
it, the navigator. Yeah.
And we say, okay,
then I have it on the app,
do you
too.
need to do? And we'll circle them and
Yeah,
decide.
so you literally were like, okay, would you rather do an Anna and Elsa craft
Right.
or go to the Disney Junior Dance Party or go swimming or go see a movie? These are all things that are happening at the same
All
time.
at the same time. It's not a joke.
And you're like, I don't know. There's just so much to do. There's so much to do.
It's so amazing.
And then you're in the middle of keeping your kids. You're fighting with your children because all they want to do is go to the kids club the entire time because it's so much fun. And then Amy and I are looking at each other when they're in the kids club, like, well, what do we do now?
Because we never have time.
But there's again, it's not just for kids. There's tons of adult
Oh,
activities.
there's a million.
There's things
just
like
can't
wine
decide.
tasting,
There's so
there's-
many options.
There's like food, tastings you can do. There's
Yes, and there's like napkin folding classes where you can learn.
and then
how
it's so funny. Like you would think that you
or like
but
the towel folding class.
when you see the towel folding
Yes.
on the cruise ship, you're like, well, I want to know how to do that.
Yes, no, it's so.
I want to
fun.
take that home and figure that out.
But it's perfect because as an adult, with or without kids, you would never get the opportunity to do that normally. You know what I mean? Unless
Yeah,
you're on a
no.
cruise ship. So of course you're like, yes, I'm on vacation. I want to learn something.
Yeah, it's you learn
New.
so much. It's weird. And with other cruise lines that we've been on, I feel like there's kind of an adult, like a partier atmosphere
Agree.
with the casino. And listen, the Disney cruise Cruise Line ships have bars and lounges and
Oh, you can
You
make
know,
it a
get
party
daiquiris
cruise if
and-
you want.
yeah, but it doesn't have that element of kind of like a spring break Mardi Gras feel to it.
You're right.
It doesn't have that feel.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, you can go and spend a lot of money on alcohol if you wanted to and make it like that.
Sure.
And you can also bring alcohol on the ship, which is cool.
Very.
But it doesn't feel like that. Like it doesn't feel like a party atmosphere. It feels like you took all the good parts of the restaurants and the shows and the character meet and greets and
Yes.
all of that from the resorts and the parks and put it on a floating city.
That's exactly
Like it's what it is.
But it is. It does feel
It's not
like
it's not as small. I was worried about how small we were on
Yeah,
the
you
smaller
were.
ships.
we were.
I've never taken a cruise on the Magic or the Fantasy.
Right.
No,
have
not
on the-
Magic, I'm sorry.
No, Magic. You
The
put on.
Fantasy or the what the heck is that name?
The Dream.
The Dream. I've only toured those. I haven't actually cruised on those.
And now there's going to be the Wish, right?
That's the leaked name. Yeah, it was the Wish.
Okay.
I don't think Disney's confirmed it.
Okay.
But they're huge ships, and then the new ones aren't going to be much bigger than the ones they have. They're not going to be superliners
Right.
like Norwegian has put out. That
But
are like,
even the Wonder is the one that we went on first.
Yeah, and I
that's
thought-
so big.
I was worried that it was going to be small because they're like, well, it's the original small ship, and it's not small. It's huge.
Not at all.
There's
And
so much to do. There's so much room. So many different venues and things. It's
I know.
amazing.
And I think you had such a great point when you said, there are so many activities and it feels like they've combined the best of all worlds. I totally agree. I feel like being on the cruise ship is so similar to feeling the way that you do in the park. First of all, the feel of it is very similar because the music is going.
Yeah, all the
Everything
music
is
is awesome.
beautiful. There are characters walking around. But also, for me, when I'm in the parks, I'm like, okay, I have 10 things right now that I want to do at the same time. It's the same feel.
Yeah,
of the cruise.
it's. I love the Disney Cruise Line. I'm thankful that we got to do it. And
Me too.
yeah, I'm thankful. We got to book another one. We
I
don't
know.
have one booked.
I was just thinking that.
All right, we got to do that. All right, so
But actually, we'll stay really quick on the cruise line because I have something very specific that I'm thankful for to the cruise line. And it actually is, it's going to sound funny, but it actually is the kids club. What's it called? The Oceaneers Club.
yeah, and there's the Oceaneer Lab.
The Oceaneers Lab. So this is obviously the kid area where as adults, you drop your kids off and then the kids can text you on your phone, right?
Yeah. Now it's going to be all on your phone. We haven't done that yet, but yeah.
And they let you
When
know.
we went the last time, they had the Navigator phone.
Right.
Or the what is it called? Some different phone, right? Navigator phone.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I forget. It has
This
a
is
different
on
name.
your specific.
This is on
cell
your
phone.
because before you get on a cruise ship, download the Disney cruise line app, the Navigator
I
app.
think it had just started when we were.
Yeah,
on
but we
that.
didn't. They didn't roll it out yet.
No,
Now it's
you're
rolled
right.
out to all the ships.
You're right.
So, but just advice: if you are planning on going on the cruise ship, download the Navigator app before you go, because you'll have to pay for internet if you want to download it while you're on the ship.
Okay. Yes.
So
you're
download
right.
it before you go. Anyway,
That's a really good.
I mean, you can use it. You can use their intranet on the ship. That's exactly what the Navigator is.
Right.
But you have to pay for internet
You
usage on the
can't
ship. So go ahead.
download
Sorry.
it. No, that's great. That's fine. But so yes, so I'm talking about the kids areas where, as parents, you drop them off and then they text you when they're ready to be picked up. And I'm not. Of course, it's great when they are gone because we never get that time, and so it's fun to just be on an adult vacation, even if it's for 20 minutes. But the real reason that I'm grateful to it, and I'm grateful to Disney for providing that for us specifically, is that kids area made our kids comfortable leaving us. They were like not super comfortable. Even like going to school at that point was like a little touch and go. They just were very used to being with us all the time. And so for Disney to provide a Disney area that is I mean, it's unreal how fun it is. And talk about activities. There's like 8,000 things you can do at once. They were so excited. They didn't even look at us. And it really did. Once we got home, it carried over for them to be so comfortable for us to leave them places.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even
For
think
like
about that.
after school activities, you know what I mean? That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
It was
No, it
amazing.
was great.
It was
Yeah.
a world of difference.
Agreed. No, it really was. And again, to give your kids the ability to do that in a Disney way
Exactly.
is really cool. And again, like they know all the characters, they know the songs, they know and the activities are so much fun. And they're meeting Captain America, and
It's unbelievable. They were
meeting
doing
Black
like,
Widow
yes.
and doing bedtime with Cinderella.
Right.
Excuse me, it's very, very cool.
They were like making, I think I said this on the podcast before, so I'm sorry, but they were like making the Doc McStuffin stethoscopes. They were just making them, and then all of a sudden Doc McStuffin just walked. They didn't know.
Yeah,
She just walks in and she's like, "Those are great stethoscopes." And
Yeah.
they're like, "Are you serious?"
I don't
Like,
think she talked.
No, you know what I mean. I mean, with her eyes, she communicated.
Oh, she said that with her eyes.
She's
She's like a psychic. Doc
My
McStuffins.
point is that it's the most incredible experience, and for them to be able to do that without us is great.
No, I
Wonderful.
love. Yeah, the Disney Cruise Line is the best.
It is.
It is. And if you think you're like, I've been on cruises, I don't want to pay the extra to do a Disney cruise, you probably should. If you're a Disney
totally
fan,
agree. If you can do
it's
it, do it.
so worth
It's
it.
so beyond worth
It's
it.
just the service and the level of service that you get
It's so true.
is different than any other cruise line. And other cruise lines are great. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I booked those as well. But yeah, it's unbelievable. All right, so is it my turn now?
Yes, it's your turn. 'cause
All
we
right, so
both did already.
so this one is going to be an obvious one because I've talked about it 1,000 times.
That's okay.
But I'm going to bring it up anyway. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland or Walt Disney
No,
World.
I think that's a great one to bring up.
Whether it's in Hollywood Studios, whether it's in Disneyland, I don't care. It's gotten a
You're
little
equally
bit.
grateful.
What's that?
You're equally grateful.
Yes, and it's gotten a little bit of negativity.
I know.
I think I don't know if it's the Disneyland purists that are like, well, it shouldn't be there.
Maybe.
Because I did agree when I saw where it was going to go. I was like, it doesn't really fit. But it's so well hidden and so well
pulled it off,
placed
right?
in Disneyland that if you don't want to go, you want to pretend it doesn't exist, easy.
Right.
You can totally
No, you
pretend
totally
it's not there.
can.
Hollywood Studios, the transition isn't done as well. It's good. It's Hollywood Studios is kind of a mishmash still. I'm wondering what. I mean, if this is it for it, I guess that's cool. But I'm wondering what the future has in store for
Right.
that park, especially after Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is open and all that.
Right, right.
But anyway, Galaxy's Edge. Listen, people have complained about it, and I get it. If you're a Disneyland purist, a Disney purist, you're like, well, that's not Disney's IPO. It ended up in the park. But isn't that what Disney's all about?
I think
right?
it is.
Today you leave here and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy.
Right.
Right? What is more yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy
No, that's
than
true.
Galaxy's Edge?
Nothing.
It's exactly the kind of thing that I think belongs in the Disney parks.
I agree.
What did they do? They took a part of the park that wasn't being used for anything
Right.
in Disneyland, and in Hollywood Studios, it was a part that was old and over and just
They
kind
were
of
gonna redo
outdated.
it anyway.
Right. And what did they do? They built a world there,
Absolutely.
an entire world, and it's you walk in and you're in the story.
right.
That's what Disney's always been about, is
Absolutely.
story.
No, I totally
And
agree
I
with
think
you.
the people who dislike it, maybe they haven't given it a chance, or maybe they just don't understand what Disney has done. They built a place for you to
I think
live
that's
out
probably what it
your
is.
story, your own storyline. Like when you're in, and wait till Rise of the Resistance opens. The stuff that I've heard on the street about that is
What
unbelievable.
street?
Sesame Street. No, the early word from people that I know
On the street.
who have written it on the street, yes, have said it's just unbelievable. I've been told it's the best Disney attraction Imagineering's ever built.
That's crazy.
Better
That's a crazy
Better
statement.
than Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai.
Oh, that's a big statement to me.
The best Disney
It
attraction
really
ever
is.
built. And it's not just going to be for Star Wars fans. You're going to be taken away to a completely different world. Listen, you're already on a different world when you go to Batuu.
That's true.
Now you're going to be taken even further and immersed in a story. And again, that's what Disney is. It immerses you in story. That's what Walt Disney did. That's what the parks have always done. That's what the movies have always done. They
No, you're
completely
absolutely right.
immerse you in a story. Where is a more immersive land than Galaxy's Edge? Maybe Pandora.
Maybe, yeah. I was gonna-
the world of Avatar over at Animal Kingdom.
But people complain about that as well.
Why?
I don't know, but didn't they have?
Yeah,
problems with
because of
that
the IP. Right? I said
Right.
IPO. That's not right. I don't think it's IP.
too? Right.
I said IPO.
I noticed that, and I
earlier.
was like, I'll just let him go.
Yeah, IP, not IPO.
He said that really nice thing about me earlier. So.
No, and I think that's what it is. It's not original Disney intellectual property, IP. And people are like, well, I swear the negative, words about that land when it opened. I went before it opened. I rode Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey before it opened. And I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever
I
seen.
remember.
And the same thing with Galaxy's Edge. When I rode it before in Disneyland, before Millennium Falcon opened, and I was out there and I was in the land and I wasn't allowed to say anything and wasn't allowed to take pictures, I left, I called you, and I was like, amazing.
Yes, I remember.
It's the best land Disney's ever built.
And I was like, don't talk to me about
I know,
it.
and but I mean, it's incredible. And
No, I agree.
I'm super thankful that the Imagineers took a chance and
Me
a
too.
gamble.
Me too.
Because listen, now when I watch The Mandalorian, I'm going to try not to give a spoiler here, so whatever. If you're warned, just in case it slips. But but when I watch The Mandalorian and I watch the character, the Mandalorian, Mando, the main character walking through these worlds, I can see him walking through Batuu.
That's so cool.
Like that's going to have to happen on the show, right? Like
That's
that would be
pretty
cool.
amazing. Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
feels like that's just another part of the world, a part of the
Right.
universe that he's going to get to. It connects to me. And I think any real Star Wars fan, and listen, I'm not the most intense Star Wars fan there is. There are people, I make
You're
mistakes.
fairly intense.
No, but I make mistakes. Like, I don't really know the difference between the Boba and Jango Fett clones and the Mandalorians.
I have no idea what you're
I
talking
know,
about right
I know, but people do.
Okay,
I made the mistake.
I know they do.
I made the mistake, and I'm like, I don't know deep down enough
Right.
background about what makes those characters different, but I do know that the story they're telling in Galaxy's Edge fits perfectly with the Mandalorian stuff. The reason Disney made that land like that is to tell different stories.
Right. That makes sense.
And it makes sense. They bought Star Wars. They own the universe.
Right.
So why not build something new?
Right.
listen,
I get it.
Would the original trilogy, would that have drawn better to start? Would that have had the crowds completely and the lines all summer long? Yeah, it would have. It would have. But I think people do it once and they're like, all right, I've done it.
Right.
This way they can add to it. They can do whatever they want. The land is like a big lump of clay that they can make whatever they want out of it. I know, I'm very
It's
excited right
unbelievable.
now.
No, it is exciting.
it
I'm
is.
excited that you're excited.
Yeah, so I think that I'm very thankful for it. I think they did an amazing job. I can't wait for Rise of the Resistance. I can't wait to. I'm so excited. Anyway,
No, I'm thankful too because I knew how excited you were, and I told you this, and I said this on the podcast. I was so nervous because I was like, I'm never going to be this excited
yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
as you are. But I was so into it, and I do not know what you just said, and I know very little about Star Wars. But I was so able to just fall in love with it.
Yeah, it's so well
Yes,
done.
I
It
was.
really is. So yeah, if you haven't gone and seen it and you're waiting, now's the time. You can book now. And I mean, Rise of the what can I speak? Rise
He's so
of the
excited.
Resistance opens in like a week and a half in
Does
Walt
it really?
Disney World. Yeah,
Wow. That
and
is
in a
very
month in
exciting.
Disneyland.
That's very exciting.
Like it's coming. It's really ready.
It's really good.
It, like people are like going to be like walking by. Like, listen, if you're listening to this right now and you're in Walt Disney World
It's
or
open.
Disneyland, it's not open,
Well,
not
no.
yet.
Depending on, well, you haven't put it out yet, but I guess
No,
you're about to put it out.
this is going out today.
Okay.
No, I'm saying
Fair enough.
walk by the entrance to the attraction
Oh, I see.
and see if they're pulling people in for
Right.
previews.
Right, they probably are.
They do. I mean, cast have ridden it. A lot of cast members have already ridden it on both coasts, and they've had to sign things where they're not allowed to.
Right, of course.
There's no talking about it at all.
Right, obviously.
So it's been very, very hush, but I'm super excited to hear what people think, and I will not watch a video.
No,
Well,
you will
no
not.
spoilers at all until I ride it.
Fair enough.
I haven't even God, why can't I speak?
It's okay.
I haven't even
Much
read.
better about this
I get going.
than he was about college program. But it's totally fine. I just didn't know if you guys noticed it.
I've had 21 years to process the college program memories.
That's a good point.
Anyway, all right, Ames, what do you got for your?
So, okay.
How many do you have left?
I have 3 left.
All right, so want to bang out? Yeah, go ahead, just go.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, we know how to do this.
Yeah, we're good. So we've done a lot of these. So the next thing I'm thankful for that I wanted to discuss is World Showcase, obviously in Epcot. And the reason I'm thankful for it is because myself personally, and certainly with my kids, I'm not right now going to have the opportunity to get to a lot of the countries that are represented in the World Showcase. And I understand. I get that going to World Showcase and going to that country doesn't mean I've been there.
No, it doesn't. But it's close. Why not?
But they do such a good job representing. They give you like a taste of it, right?
That's
like,
exactly what it is.
they
It's like a
represent
preview
the
center.
Food of it. It is a preview center. They represent the food. They're obviously the cast members there are from those places,
Right.
so they can tell you stories. They can describe it. Obviously,
Which I think is a very undervalued part of the
hugely
experience.
underrated and undervalued.
Is talking to the cast members about where they're from and about their home country. Anyway,
And so I love, like when I was younger, when I was in high school, actually, I had the opportunity with my parents and my sister to go on this incredible European vacation.
la-ti-da.
Well, I understand. I said opportunity. But so, and it was amazing. And it's like one of my best memories ever of my whole family.
I'm like, I went to Busch
Oh
Gardens.
my goodness. Look at that.
They have countries
I
there.
don't even know why I brought this up.
It's the same as going to Europe.
So anyway, and I treasure that, and so I am looking forward to the day when I can do that with my own kids, and when I can go to the other countries that I haven't gotten.
We've thought about it, but it's
they're too small.
It's just I don't think they'd appreciate it as
It's not
much.
worth it, no.
Right.
But so my point is that until then, going to Epcot and seeing these countries and having my kids, taste the food and meet the people and talk to the people and just have these experiences is as close as I can get. And I'm so grateful for that.
No, we kind of take it for granted because we've been there so many times. We've walked around the country so many times. Just how amazing of an experience it is, and how kind of fulfilling and enriching it is.
It really is.
You can learn so much.
Well, right. So, and I always think about,
and that's why I think there still is a huge part of education and edutainment still there in Epcot.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I know they're going more towards entertainment now, but you have to. That's what the way the world is.
Oh, it definitely is. But I think they're still getting a lot of education.
Yeah, you can learn a ton,
and you can find your own opportunities to get education as well. But no, I always think about it because for us, for our kids' school, and I know this is true of many, many, many schools. When you take them out of school, during the school year, you have to do. For us, it's called an educational field trip. And so you have to prove that the vacation you're taking your children on will be educational. And I always just say, we're going to Disney and we're definitely going to hit Epcot.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you're in. That's totally acceptable. Like they stamp the approval. So I'm like, yes. So that's another reason why I'm grateful.
So Avatar Flight of Passage is not an educational
It
experience.
probably is. I'm
Learning
sure
about the Banshees.
You can
and
spin anything, though, to be honest with you.
Hey, you learned all about projection technology. There you go.
There you go. Done.
You learned. Look, if you want to be a communications major in college, you just learned all about it. Is that what communications people do?
I probably.
What did you do?
A lot about it.
You were English.
Yes.
All right, I don't know what
Did you
communications
learn
is.
that, or?
I know, I didn't. I remember that. I don't know what communications people do.
I'm not really sure either. We should ask someone.
I don't know. Anyway, I know a lot of people that majored in communications
Well, we can talk to them
in
after
college.
this.
All right, my next one. That was a really good pick. I do love World Showcase. I agree with you about the experience is, again, it's not like going to the countries, but it's
It's like an appetizer.
I like that.
You said a preview center.
Yes, you did a good job. It's a World's Fair. It's a year-round World's Fair.
Agree.
All right, next one. I only have 2 left. I
Me
think
too.
you have 2 left.
Yep.
So why don't you do one more and then I'll do one because I want to end on my last one.
You want to end.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
So if you go and then I go, oh yeah.
I just nodded and let her figure it out. Why don't you go again?
Okay. So
Neither of us are good at math.
no,
It takes
we're
us-
not good.
It takes us a little bit of
Our
time.
kids usually have to do stuff for
They're
us.
so good at math.
Thank
I don't know where they got it
Thank
from.
goodness.
You and I
They
are
teach it
like,
differently now.
oh my God, I know. Thank God for Common Core, but I hate it. I can't figure it out, but they love it. They're thriving with it.
They
Anyway,
are.
go ahead.
So the next thing I'm grateful for is it's like a little bit of like an insider cast member term, but I'm grateful for guest service.
Oh,
recovery.
another la-ti-da.
Woohoo!
Sorry, I spoke over you. What was it?
You did. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. You did ask me to go, and then you just talked over
My show. My show. As many times as you're on, it's still mine.
You asked me to be this.
That's true. You can edit it if you want to call it your show. If you're not editing it and putting it together, it's still mine. Go ahead.
Fair enough. So what I'm grateful for, as you spoke over me, was guest service recovery. And so
What is guest service recovery, Ames?
well, Phil, guest service recovery is referring to. So everybody knows, right? So when you go to the park, things happen, right? Things happen on any vacation.
Oh no, I dropped my ice cream.
Right. Well, thanks for stepping on my line now, because that's coming up later.
I'm sorry.
So we'll use a different example. So you're in the park.
Drop my sushi roll.
And I was gonna say one of those like ducks that are always in the park, like you're eating your sandwich.
The ducks aren't as aggressive. Those big birds are
The
aggressive.
big bird
With that beak,
grabs,
that long beak. Those
grabs
suckers.
your sandwich.
Watch out for them.
You have just purchased a churro, and it grabs your churro out of your hand. And you're like, oh my gosh, I was eating my churro.
That's why
and
you
I can't
shouldn't.
eat it.
Right. It's why we shouldn't feed the birds. There's signs everywhere.
That's true. But can I?
Unlike
do
Mary
this thing,
Poppins
or-
says feed the birds. Go ahead. Sorry.
So oh my gosh, this humongous bird has eaten my churro out of my hand. I'm so sad. So guest service recovery refers to the fact that cast members are not only allowed but encouraged to say, you know what, that's okay, we can help you out. Or another great example would be like if you, which this has never happened to me, but if it ever did, if you were eating something like something something covered in barbecue sauce, and you happen to drop it on your shirt, let's
That's weird.
just say,
It's very specific.
they literally can say, oh, let me give you, they could actually give you a new shirt. They could give you a new food item. So
They don't have Harry Potter shirts. That's what ruined it for you. You were like, I ruined my Harry Potter shirt. Sorry.
Harry Potter shirt. Might have been. But so they're able to kind of, recover, make a recovery of the situation and make your experience better, even though it's not ever their fault. Like, I mean, sometimes if it's their fault, of course they will. But even if it's something that it's a mistake you make, they're like, you know what? That stinks and you're in Disney, so let me make that right for you. And it's incredible. So yeah, so as you definitely stole my line, but that's fine.
Sorry.
So the specific example I was going to say was that at one point we were in Magic Kingdom, and all Zoe wanted, I mean, she talked about it for like 3 days, was a Mickey ice cream bar. The Mickey head on the stick. And she was eating, and she had just, I want to say it was her first bite. She took her first bite, and the way that she bit it knocked the whole thing off of the stick and onto the ground. I don't even know if she got to chew the bite. I think it fell out of her mouth in shock, and she was like, "Wah!" And it was almost comical, but it wasn't because you felt so bad for her. But so in that moment, of course, a cast member ran over and was like, "Oh, hon!" Like, he saw the whole thing, and he was like, I'm so sorry. Let me, first he said, let me get you another Mickey ice cream bar. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you. And we're like, thanks so much. So it happened that it was really weird timing. I don't know what it was, like if it was late or whatever it was. And they had just closed. They were not serving ice cream anymore at all in the park. Like at any of the stands. So he was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write a slip, and you can get any kind of snack of your choosing. Just bring it to any stand and you can get whatever you want. And we were like, oh, this is really above and beyond. And he actually wrote it for 5 people because we were all there. So Zoe was like, so happy. She's like, I don't even want ice cream anymore. I really want popcorn. And Lex was like, oh, it's a bummer. I was going to say I wanted pretzels. So we found a stand that sold both popcorn and pretzels, and we all got whatever to pick, and we all got it for free.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just because she ate the ice cream bar wrong.
Yeah.
No, but we still talk about it.
It was an amazing piece of recovery that
Disney magic.
Yeah, that the cast member did. It was a manager, right? And it was something that doesn't cost them a whole lot of money, just led to all this business for them. Because you've told that story to 20 people, and it furthers the idea that, all right, this is the place where we want to go for our vacation, right?
This is where
they take care of you. You're not just a number.
That's right.
You're not just dollar signs.
They care about what happens to you while you're there on your vacation.
Yeah, it really matters to them. And it's awesome. And not every place is like that.
No, you're right.
So, I mean, listen, you'll go places, and if somebody working at a zoo or something sees your kid drop ice cream,
of course,
hopefully they would see it and run over a new ice cream bar.
Also happened.
But they not everyone does it. So it's really awesome.
And Disney obviously has just a different kind of scope that not only can they give you another ice cream bar, but they also could do something different.
Well, they're not right. They're not going to give you a free night in the Cinderella Castle Suite because you dropped your ice cream.
But they're not limited to. They're just not limited, so they can do all kinds of recovery.
Right? Right. That's what I was saying. In check. Like, you got to keep it in check a little bit.
Sure.
Within reason. Right. That's what I was trying to say. All right. Great one. Again. Well done.
Thank you.
I have two more. All right. One more. Two more. So my next one thing that I'm really thankful for. Listen, it's a few days before Thanksgiving, and this thing came into our lives at the right time.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. Yes! I'm so glad you put this on your list.
So
I did not put it on my list, which is amazing.
I know, it's very surprising.
I mean, it's like not good.
Yeah, so
I'm so grateful for it.
No, a couple weeks ago, I said on a podcast that it was like Christmas Eve the day before Disney Plus came out.
We could barely sleep.
But it's still like that. Like, every day, listen, they've added things. They've made adjustments. Now they have the resume play button. Thank goodness that's back.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah, that came
good.
on.
Phew.
So now wherever you are in the series, you can go back to it or the movie.
That's honestly a big deal.
That was, because like Netflix rolled that out years ago.
They did.
So it's so easy to do on Netflix.
You take it for granted.
Yeah, and Amazon Prime Video has it as well. So it's nice to have that, because I was like, oh man, like I was constantly falling asleep during stuff. And then
Not you.
I know. I fall asleep on the couch like every night. But I was falling asleep. Me and Fozzie sits next to me on the couch and we both fall asleep. And then I wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and finally go upstairs. But
very accurate.
But like, I was expecting greatness, I guess. And wasn't really. I was like, I don't know what to expect. It's been great, right? So the movies from the Vault have been awesome.
Oh yeah, those are.
I don't know how many we watched, but we've watched a lot. We've
quite a few.
watched Cinderella. We watched Sleeping Beauty. We watched Snow White. Peter Pan. We watched Moana the other day.
Right. That wasn't from the Vault.
No, not from the Vault, but it's from the classics.
Right, absolutely.
And then the new shows. Encore has been a big surprise. We all really like that.
So great.
The World according to Jeff Goldblum, we're 2 episodes behind. We got to start watching more of that. But it's such a good show.
It is great. I didn't even know anything about it.
Right.
But I don't know much about him. But I love him.
Yeah. The Mandalorian obviously has been phenomenal. I mentioned it earlier. No spoilers here, but I cannot wait for the next episode. Everything about it. And then like the Mickey Mouse Through the Years stuff where you see all the old Mickey cartoons.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, the old TV shows like DuckTales and Tailspin and Rescue Rangers, and then even like the Disney Channel shows that you watched.
About that. I love those, and I love
15 years ago, like Lizzie McGuire. Yeah, like stuff like that.
Obviously,
Jonas
the new Lizzie McGuire coming. I know not everyone.
You were so disappointed that wasn't available from day one.
But I have found somehow. I think I clicked on something on Facebook one time about Lizzie McGuire, the new series.
Yeah, so now
every time I open my Facebook, there are new pictures and so there are other people in the world who are as excited.
Oh, that's cool, man! Apparently, it was a really big deal. I never really saw it, but yeah. No, there was a movie, right? There was no Lizzie McGuire movie too.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I always get that mixed up, Lizzie McGuire and Hannah Montana.
I know.
Get stuck.
They're very unrelated, but they were at the same time.
Yeah, they were so it confuses me. But the Forky shorts.
On there?
Yeah, Hannah Montana's on there. The Forky shorts are really funny.
They're great.
What? No. And then the Imagineering story show is phenomenal.
But what a really good point is that this is what's so great. There are two things that are great about Disney Plus, right? What is available from the past, and also that they are now putting out new content every single week.
Yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 at least different shows that have a new
the
episode of
new High School Musical show that people have been freaking out over.
Watch that. See, it's like endless too. I mean, you could never get to all the stuff.
And then all the old movies like Swiss Family Robinson and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Old Yeller, which we're never showing our children.
Never. We described it and they were in tears.
They used to make some hardcore movies.
What?
No kids today can't handle Old Yeller.
Oh,
No, they couldn't. I couldn't
know if we could then.
No, I couldn't. I remember being like, "Why did you?" To my mom, I was like, "Why did you show me this movie?
Why would you put this on?
This is horrible." It's really a horrible movie.
It's awful.
But it's good. But it ends horribly. Spoiler alert: Old Yeller dies. I'm just telling you. After he tries to kill the family. It's horrible. But like, I can't wait to show them. Sit down with them and watch 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. They've never seen that. I don't think you've ever seen it.
No, I don't. Well, I did 100 years ago, though.
Your dad probably made you watch it. Yeah,
I remember watching it.
Do you remember in the movie store, the Disney Classics with the white box and the red writing? That I remember going to when I was a kid. It was Movie World.
Okay.
In Philadelphia, and we would go to Movie World, and they had the whole one wall of all the Disney classics with the white box, the red writing with Mickey on the top left corner, and then you would pick.
I totally.
Every week we would pick we would pick the Parent Trap or the
I love the Parent Trap,
the Love Bug, or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or Toby Tyler, and they were all movies that were way, before our time.
Sure,
they were movies from the 50s and 60s. But for my brother and I, when we were kids, we loved watching those and my parents could literally put it on and not worry about it because they were Disney movies from the
you didn't have to
50s, 60s, and 70s, and over the 80s. And they didn't have to worry about it. Oh, Flight of the Navigator I watched the other night.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So many good movies on Disney Plus. So I'm very thankful that came perfect timing before the holidays, too. Because you know how around Christmas, New Year's, it's snowy, it's cold. You don't want to go outside on the weekends or at night.
And the kids are off from school.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
Now we have something every day that we can watch.
We really do. It's been on in our house every day, Disney Plus.
I don't know why you would have that and not have it on.
It's been great. And we already talked about we're going to get rid of all our cable movie channels.
I think a lot
No
of
reason to have those anymore.
Yes.
We have everything on Netflix and on Disney Plus that we need.
Absolutely.
All right. You're up. Is this your last one?
So this is my last one.
Perfect. And then I have one more.
And it's super, super... I'm sorry in advance. I don't want to say cheesy, but it's kind of obvious.
Don't call your own thing cheesy.
No, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but it's worth saying.
If it's... It's me, right?
It's not you. If we're doing a podcast about things that we're thankful for, about Disney, I have to say I'm just so thankful for the incredible variety of Disney. Just being, and I'm talking about being in the parks. Again,
I like it.
Cruise line, anywhere. Any hotel. Disney makes it possible to have any person of any age, of any ability, of any, athleticism, whatever you want to say, in terms of, people who are maybe a little very easily scared, people who are not easily scared at all. Any level of anything that you have, Disney has like 8 things for you.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And by 8, I mean 80.
Yeah. I mean, especially with like the recent purchases that they made, not recent, but with Lucasfilm, with Star Wars, with Marvel, with Disney Junior, with, the older stuff, with the cruise line, with the parks, you can go on Adventures by Disney. You go on and on and on and on.
But it's true. And I can bring, my, sorry, Dad, 80-something-year-old dad on the same trip that I could have brought.
Does he listen?
I don't know.
Just in case.
Sometimes.
Okay.
On the same trip that I could bring, an infant or a 5-year-old or a 30-year-old or a 15-year-old, whatever. We can all go on the same exact trip and, all find things that we are equally excited about.
Yeah.
And I can't think of many other places that you can say that with such.
No, I agree. There may be nowhere else. I mean, like we said earlier, you take a trip to Europe, right? There's stuff for us all day.
Sure.
And there's stuff that's geared toward kids. But it's a trip to Europe, seeing all different sites and museums and beaches and historic sites. Is that something that's designed for a kid? Not really.
Right.
So Adventures by Disney, though, they will go above and beyond, and they will have stuff designed
That's a good
solely
point.
for kids.
I didn't mention that.
So no, it's a good. Listen, it's a tough product to sell, and that's not what I'm trying to do here. Is trying to sell it, but
Right.
I never, I never try to sell on the podcast. I just want people to enjoy it and have fun and have a little escapism. That's what it's really about. But Adventures by Disney, and I'm getting to do one hopefully soon. Is an amazing trip. They tailor everything to you. Basically, I mean, you get off the plane and somebody's there waiting for you to take your bags.
So cool.
You never carry your luggage once on the entire trip,
I
wherever
love
you go.
The sound of that.
And it's just everything is taken care of. Your food, your drinks, I mean, it's not your alcohol. Obviously, you have to pay for that, but not everywhere, but most places. But yeah, it's just an amazing experience. You're right. Disney offers something from 1 to 92 from everybody.
It's true.
I know that's a Christmas song, but
what about 93?
she's out. He or she is out at 93. Listen, you got to stop somewhere. No, I don't.
But it is true, and and it's every facet of Disney too, right? Like it's the food, it's the rides, it's the shows, it's whatever attractions, the shows. It's everything. There's just so much incredible variety, and they're only doing more and more and more.
Yeah,
I mean, more
it's true.
New types of things.
Yeah, like I said, like we mentioned Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, we mentioned the world of Avatar, and those places are just bringing. And I don't know if there's a huge Avatar like fan community out there. I don't know. Apparently there is. People are really excited about the sequel movies. They keep getting pushed back. Like every couple months, it's like, oh, they've been pushed back again.
I didn't even know there were more coming.
Yeah, there's a couple more coming.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I mean, I thought the movie was good. I thought the special effects were amazing. I think honestly, I think the land is better than the movie. I think what Disney's done is better than what James Cameron did on the screen. It is. It's just an amazing land. And again, I don't know if there's somebody out there who was waiting for that to be made.
It's very possible.
But when you step foot through that land, you're like, holy cow.
Right.
It's incredible. So yeah, I agree. There's just so much to do. There's something for everybody. And that's really well said.
Thank you.
My last one. And this one is a bit of a personal one. And but it does completely have to do with
me.
It's not you. I already gave you one.
I know.
You can't get another one.
It's true.
God, it's selfish. And I mentioned the kids, so I don't have to mention them again. Darn kids. No, it's everyone in the Ear to Their family. Whether it's
that is so nice.
Ear to Their Travel, the Ear to Their podcast, the Pod People group. All the stop saying you. All the agents on the Ear to Their Travel team. I'm super thankful for all of them for signing up, for coming aboard, for working hard, for selling, booking trips, for just helping the amount of people that they have helped so far. That's been awesome. And it's only been, a little more than a year and a half now that I've had any agents on the team with me. So that's been awesome. Again, the Pod People group on Facebook has been a great place for people to get together, talk Disney, not worry about judgment. Anybody who's been, for lack of a better word, a jerk has been kicked out of that group. And I know I said jerk, but
It's okay.
there are those everywhere. And
Sure.
we've had to kick some people out of the group who were mean. I don't have time for that.
You're
It's
not going to allow that.
It's ridiculous that you would
That's
be
not
an
what
adult,
it's about.
that you would be an adult and go onto a group and not be kind to people.
I agree.
Get out of here. It's not for grumpy people, not for grumpy guys. That's an inside joke between Amy and I. But no, I'm so thankful for everyone in the group, for all the agents, the vacationers on the Ear to Their Travel team, and so thankful for everyone who's listening to this podcast right now.
Yes,
Listen,
me too. Thank you, guys.
If you're listening right now, it's a big deal because it means either you've sat through 300 plus episodes
Right.
and shows. You can skip around. That's fine too. Or if it's your first episode, I hope you come back and listen to another one. I'm super thankful. Listen, I wouldn't be doing this if people didn't give me positive feedback and enjoy the show and enjoy it every week and have fun. So yeah, I'm super thankful for everyone. Thank you, each and every one of you, for listening. I really appreciate it. You're amazing, and thank you.
No, that's great. And of course, I'm going to finish. No, but I am going to say
again, I was going to close out the show, but we have the actual host of the show who wants to close it out.
You're going to like it.
All right.
Which I know. I was just going to say.
You're not going to talk about me, are you?
Yes.
No,
I
don't talk
wanna
about me.
Listen, I want to thank you, everyone you just thanked. No, I want to thank them too, because we've talked about this and we don't have to get into it, but when you, Phil, had the moment when you decided, hey, I'm going to try this as a career. He had a totally different career path that he was going on, and he was not happy with it. And I could see it. So I remember so clearly, he came into where I was sitting and he said, this is an idea that I had. What do you think? And I was like, you need to do that right now. That's perfect.
Yeah,
and
again, talk about thankful.
No.
I'm super thankful that you were open to it.
Oh, you don't have to say that.
And you were in agreement.
In agreement.
It's not a word. Agreement isn't a word.
So
I hear it all the time.
So then you started it, and, it was a bit of a tough start, but you kept with it. And so the
that's what I try to tell people. It takes a while.
It does.
To get it, not the podcast thing, but the booking
everything.
trips for people
but as
and
soon
building
as
a reputation.
But as soon as you did start, like, having the podcast and, having listeners, and then you built the Pod People group, and then you decided to bring on agents, every step of that and every person who contributed to that made it possible for you to be like, okay, I can keep going.
Yeah.
And now you've built it into this wonderful thing, and you're such a happy person, and you're so fulfilled, and you're so content. And so it's thanks to you guys that he's able to be that way.
That's nice. And it's true. And you're right. And that is exactly why. And again, it's you and it's the kids and my family and all that first. And then all this stuff second. But yeah, it is. I went from, and speaking of anxiety, we talked about anxiety a lot. I went from a pretty anxious all the time person before this to an anxious just sometimes.
But that's a huge difference.
No, it is. It is. And I appreciate it. And it's been fun. And it's going to be, this is just the beginning.
This is going to be a great year for Here to There.
It is. And it's going to be a great year for everybody involved and for people who are booking their trips. And I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Too.
So, Ames, thank you for doing this show. Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you too. You were very nice.
I know. It's tough sometimes. But
It happens.
I can get it. I can get through it. So thanks again. Thank you to everyone who's listening. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving,
to
guys.
you and your family. I hope it's a great one. I hope you get to spend it with your family and friends, and you have a great one. Yes, awesome. Great time of year. Thanks, James, for saying something.
Thank you so much. I didn't know if you were done. It's the best time of the year, in my opinion.
No, it is the best time of the year, and I was waiting because you wanted to close the show out, so I was waiting for you to close it out.
I let you actually close it. You say the last line.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye. I'll see you later.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ear to There Disney Podcast. Thank you so much to Ames, my wife. She's the best, for coming on another show. This was a really fun one, and it's always cool to talk about what we're thankful for both in life and in Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and Disney Cruise Line, etc., etc. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I really appreciate it. Just like I always say, thank you for listening to each and every episode of the show. These are a ton of fun. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. And again, I just want to say again, I hope you have a very, very happy Thanksgiving with your family, with your friends, with your kids, with your parents, with your dog, your cat, your fish, your birds, your lizards, whatever, whoever you're celebrating Thanksgiving with this year. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. I'm so, so, so thankful for you and the fact that you're listening. Have yourself just an amazing week, an amazing Thanksgiving. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Here to there, here to there.